back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So today's topic is going to be working in your purpose. Are you working in your purpose? Do you know what your purpose is? Do you know what you're passionate about? Or are you kind of like putting yourself into a box and trying to fit into the cookie cutter mold that society has kind of, planned out for everybody's life, right? All right, so I'm gonna start by saying this. I feel like everyone kind of has an idea about what they're passionate about, just simply because we can all kind of, get a feel for what it is that we really enjoy doing, what it is that we seem to be more interested in or intrigued by than other things. But the thing is, I feel like a lot of us aren't able to really pinpoint that passion or that purpose because we don't take the time to actually devote to figuring out exactly how we're going to make this come about, how we can potentially make this into a career, how we can, just get this to really dominate our lives or really fit into our lives, right? So speaking on the cookie cutter lifestyle that society has kind of tried to put us all into, I've noticed that with a lot of people around my age group, they are starting to rebel against that. I guess you could say like millennials or Generation X, they're rebelling against this like cookie cutter lifestyle, right? So you have a lot of people that are pursuing entrepreneurship. You have a lot of people that are, quitting their jobs and happy and satisfied with working minimum wage jobs so that they can, bounce state to state and travel the world, or they're happy with, working for less money just because it helps their mental state stay intact, whereas making all this money, maybe they're not happy. You just see people taking a whole bunch of different routes towards success and kind of building the life that they desire that really fits them, right? And so I definitely think that that's a great thing. For me, I don't draw away from it too much just because I'm one of those people that still believes that getting a good education and finding a good career that's stable where you're making good money is beneficial. And that is my opinion. It doesn't have to be everyone else's, right? Because I definitely do applaud the people that are brave enough to venture off and say, hey, I'm starting my own company. Hey, I'm quitting my job and traveling the world. Like, I do think that that's amazing, right? So basically, I think that with that being said, you also have another group of people who are chasing that cookie cutter lifestyle to the max, right? To the point that there's no individuality. You have no clue what you like. Forget purpose and passion. You don't even know what you like. You don't even know who you are. You're totally lost. You're just hopping on the bandwagon. They say working at a grocery store is a good job. You go apply for a grocery store. They say getting your CDLs is a good job. You go try and get your CDLs. They say doing IT is a good job. You go jump on IT. But the thing is, does this fit your lifestyle? Does this fit your purpose? Does this fit your passion? And are you truly happy with it, right? If you are, and if you checked off all those boxes and they're yes, then by all means, go do you. But if you keep finding that, you're switching jobs constantly, you're changing career paths constantly, no matter where you go, you feel like you're still missing something, then 9 times out of 10, it's because you don't know your purpose or your passion. You don't know yourself. You haven't figured out what makes you tick, and you need to take a step back, figure out what it is that you want for your life, not what you see Mike doing with his life, not what you see Susan doing with her life, and not what your mom told you to do with your life, right? What do you want from your life? What do you want to look back and say, wow, I accomplished this by the age of 25. Wow, I accomplished that by the age of 30. Or what do you want to look into the future and say, I plan on doing this by the age of 40. I plan on having that by the age of 50. You cannot focus your life and create your life around what you see others do, right? Because it's not for you. Just because John has the passion for architecture and he's built some of the most amazing buildings in the world, and you see him getting paid and he's, you know, doing interviews and that's John's passion. You can't make yourself fit in somewhere where it's not for you. I don't care if you want that money. I don't care if you want that fame. I don't care if you want that stardom. If you don't know how to build, like, how are you going to be a world-renowned architect? It doesn't make sense, right? So I think that the best thing for a lot of people to do is sit yourself down and really start doing that soul searching, figuring out what your purpose is. So I'll speak a little bit on myself, right? So I've always been really interested in, intrigued by, passionate about helping others, but not just helping others like on a huge, you know, realm, because that can include so many different things. I've always been passionate about helping like disadvantaged people, disadvantaged youth. I guess you would say like the underdog, with a major focus on social sciences, right? So like homelessness, people with mental health disorders, people who have grown up in broken homes, people who have suffered traumas, just like the underdog, you know, underprivileged individuals, underprivileged youth, people who just didn't have the best circumstances. And as a kid, I've always had these dreams of, you know, doing certain projects or certain outreach work or working with certain, you know, groups of individuals. Basically, it was like I knew what I was passionate about, but I didn't know how to fit it into my purpose. Meaning, like, I didn't know how to incorporate it into my daily life, or I didn't know how to incorporate it into my career. And I just felt so, like, extremely intrigued by these things that I was interested in, that it was almost like, dang, do I need to, like, switch up my career path? Or, like, should I go back to school for this certain thing? Like, how can I incorporate this into my life? Because it was pulling at me so hard. You know what I mean? And I think that's when you know that's your purpose. When you feel like no matter what it is that you're doing in life, just isn't bringing that total fulfillment, or when you feel like, you know, you're making so much money but you're still missing a piece, or, you know, you've traveled all over the world and you've moved here thinking it was that, and you moved there thinking it was that, and you've switched up this job and this major and this certificate, or, you know, thing that you were going after, and you're still desiring something more. You're still looking for that last puzzle piece that's just gonna put you all together, right? That is when you know what you're passionate about, but you don't know how to incorporate it into your purpose, right? So for me, I feel like my life is very spiritually put together, and a lot of things that happen in my life just happen, like, in the right way, I guess, at the right time, and it just all comes full circle. So when I went through, like, the process of moving into my purpose, I had to go into, like, complete isolation. I really didn't go out much. I used to be heavy on Instagram. I got off of Instagram for like 2 months. I didn't go out much. I just didn't hang out with too many people. It was like a select few people that I knew understood what I was going through. I knew that they could kind of, you know, advise me and give me, you know, that positive feedback and encouragement that I needed. I did a lot of praying. I did a lot of just, like, you know, writing and thinking and just really trying to figure myself out and figure out what I wanted for my life, and, you know, what was gonna make me happy and still bring me money, still bring me fulfillment, and it actually made sense for my life, right? And so that is maybe not how you're coming into your purpose scenario is going to play out, but I do definitely encourage you, if you are looking to find your purpose, to kind of distance yourself and separate yourself, because you really do need that time to figure out everything that's going to come with moving into your purpose, because it is a huge process. And And you just can't have a ton of distractions. You can't be out still trying to turn up, still trying to mix and mingle, still be on the scene everywhere and just do everything, because you're not going to have that time to really sit down and process things and really like figure things out. The thing about it is everyone is on this earth because they have a purpose, right? I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds cliche, because you're like, damn, there's billions of people out here and you mean to tell me everyone has their own purpose? Yes, maybe there's a few people that have the same purpose, but for sure everyone has a purpose on this earth. And I heard somebody say recently that with so much, matter of fact, it was K. Michelle on some interview I watched, but she was basically saying, you know, with so much going on in the world and with people dying left and right, if you're still here, it's because you have a purpose. And I totally believe that. I don't know if you guys watched my interview a while back with Deshaun, but basically he had overdosed on drugs and, you know, he survived it and he changed his life around. And I kept telling him, you know, that's because you have a greater purpose. And don't let yourself have to get to the point where you have to get those brakes pulled on you, or God or whoever you believe in has to kind of, you know, the universe, whoever you believe in has to put those brakes on you and say, hold on, because you're throwing your life away. You're not focused. You're not working in your purpose. You're just doing whatever. And then you have to kind of really stop. You're forced to stop, and you have to then start working on finding your purpose. Let it be something that you want to do. Let it be something that you take the initiative to do on your own, because then it's more purposeful, it's more enjoyable, and I think that it could end up being that you move into it a little bit faster, right? But yeah, I feel like everyone does have a purpose, and it's just up to us to really sit ourselves down and figure it out. And the crazy thing about working in your purpose is once you get there, everything takes off, right? So I know you've seen a lot of people like kind of evolve over the years. Maybe you've seen them in high school and they were just really shy and quiet, and you kind of were like, you know, Joe's never gonna amount to anything. He just is weird and nerdy. And then you look over and you see him maybe 3 years after y'all graduated from high school, and it's like, dang, Joe opened that whole painting business. Dang, Joe is really flourishing, and he cleaned himself up. He's looking real nice. That's what's up. Or you say like, oh dang, Mary, I remember she used to be a little thought or whatever, you know, she used to be all in the clubs and doing this and that, and then next thing you know, 3 years after college, you like, dang, Mary, she became a pediatrician, and she's just, you know, traveling the world to different continents and helping different kids, doing relief work and whatever. And it's like, that's because those people found their purpose and it took off for them. Because what you'll notice is when you're not working in your purpose and you're just doing whatever, and whatever could still be a good job, whatever could still be making you money, whatever could still have you stable, but if it's not for you, it's not gonna work as well as you being in your purpose, right? So I've found that once I've started working in my purpose, things came together a lot more. You know, things made sense a lot more. I found a lot more, you know, happiness and fulfillment in the things that I've done or that I'm doing. And you'll really start to see how God and the universe and all higher powers start to work in your favor, because now you're doing what you were designed to do. You're doing what you were put here to do, right? So I can go on and on about this topic, but basically I'm going to end it here, and I'm just going to say, you know, take that time to really seclude yourself, have your own personal moment. Take out your writing pad and figure out, you know, what it is that you're designed to do, that you're passionate about, and how can you ultimately contribute to the better of society. That definitely is part of your purpose, right? We want to always leave the world better than what was brought to us or what we were born into. So yeah, guys, stop sitting in that box that the whole world puts everyone in. Come out of your box, come out of your comfort zone, and figure out what you were designed to do and what your purpose here is. See you guys next time.